Greetings nerdy list aficionados. Can you get blood from a stone? Yes, here at Top 10 Nerd we can. When we talked about the Homelander, the series wasn't out yet. Now we have more to talk about. Some say the Homelander is the MVP of this series. So as always, get ready for a mix of facts about the series and the comics, and spoilers. All of the spoilers all the time. So, get excited. I'm Sash, and these are the top 10 Scary the Boys Homelander facts you need to know part 2. That's right, part 2. Let's get ready to potentially cringe with one or two of these facts. Number 10. The cutscene. Now if you've read The Boys, you know that it's graphic as all get up, and some of the images will be burned into your mind, well, forever. They'll live there. Lots of the things have not made the transfer over from comic to TV series, some for the better and others certain fans feel for the worst. I for one can live without the period blood, beard, and mustache, but that's just me. However, the Amazon Prime adaptation doesn't shrink away from earning its hard R. Nothing says capital R like a man getting his head squished during cunnilingus, the biggest R. However, there was one scene that Garth Ennis, the writer of the comics, fought for involving the Homelander, which did not make the cut. In it, the Homelander would stand atop Vought in New York and would masturbate, climaxing all over the city, saying, "I'm the Homelander and I can do whatever the f I want." Showrunner Eric Kripke did not feel this would add anything, and that in fact they had already established the Homelander's attitude without having to be quite so brazen and quite so on the nose. Side note, in one of our other Boys videos, I made a joke about how poorly this series masks Toronto, cause my goodness. And some people were like, how dare you impugn Toronto? I'm not, I live here. I just think it's hilarious that I actually recognize shops and places I go to. Vought, that's Roy Thompson Hall with a building CGI'd on top of it. The subway, Bay Station. They actually forgot to mask out a Canadian store in the background. That's why they couldn't find Translucent, he was in Canada. Number 9. Mommy fetish. One of the good nods to Homelander's unnatural genesis and upbringing is his, well, mommy and lactation fetish he shares with Stilwell. Homelander has some deep edible things happening, which allows Stilwell to keep him on a leash, on top of all the money, which is a tenuous control at best. The two are using each other, and it leads to great scenes, like the Homelander being jealous of a baby. In a way, it also humanizes the Homelander to be a bit more, well, not relatable, but empathetic, not sympathetic, although depending on who you are. This quirk is there for more than shock value, and it's treated that way. Also, just fun fact, bonus fact. Most of Freud's theories are discounted by modern psychology and psychiatry, and yet in the media it is still the go-to, and hence many of his now infamous or even ill-regarded theories are still perpetuated. You know, like the myth that we only use 10% of our brains. That's a completely different thing, but also something that's not true that they keep saying is true, but we can pry it from Hollywood's cold dead hands. Number 8. Now hopping veins over to a comic book fact, and that is the power levels between him and Black Noir. While Black Noir is a clone of the Homelander, kinda, he also appears to be stronger than him. This is as part of the contingency so he could take him down, should he so need to. This is quite horrifying when you think of some of the atrocities that Black Noir perpetuated. This was when he was pretending to be the Homelander. Well, they were that much worse because of his strength level. His strength level may be so vast as he was the first of Vought's experiments with Compound V and pregnant ladies. So does that make the Homelander a clone of him? Think about it. Number 7. His father was a Nazi. So the Homelander, like most of Vought's supers, was manufactured. However, the Homelander is given more of a history than most, and that includes the tale of his father, Stormfront, whose genetic material was harnessed for this experiment. He's meant to be kind of a takeoff of Thor and Shazam. Shazam more in the design department. While the Third Reich thought that he should be destroyed, he was brought over to America, where his DNA would be taken to create more supers. He leads the superhero team Payback, and everyone is terrified of him. Like father, like son, I guess. Well, sons? Number 6. Herogasm. So we keep mentioning this. Herogasm this and Herogasm that. But what is Herogasm? Okay, so it's a 6-issue miniseries of pure debauchery that details how superheroes, the big ones anyway, go on a secret sex retreat that is sold to the public as a giant cataclysmic event that they must go fight, like a big crossover type epic. But in reality, it's this. They all just get together, do each other, and also have an award show called the Soupies. All of this is a placeholder for having power to change anything on a systemic level. It is here that the Homelander really begins to feel worthless, actually going from euphoria about being able to do what he wants, like destroying a plane while naked, to realizing that it's all a sham. This is after he wins Hero of the Year, only to stop the speech he wanted to give because Stilwell walks into the room. We might see some of Herogasm adapted. We kinda did with that sex club scene, but we shall have to see. Number 5. The initiations. The The Homelander likes to throw his weight around and manipulate people, though not in a subtle way. He's not the best at it, he's no butcher. You see an example of this in what he does to Starlight, but she's not the only one he pulls that with. In fact, he repeatedly uses the superhero retreat to bed Soldier Boy, a hopeful who wants to be in the 7 more than anything. So he'll sleep with Homelander in hopes that it will increase his chances of making it into the 7. He's supposed to be a parody of Captain America and is second command on Payback, the team run by Homelander's biological father. He got his nose bitten off, and no, sleeping with the Homelander did not get him onto the 7. Number 4. Stilwell gender swap. In both versions, the Homelander is under the thumb of Stilwell, though there is a gender swap from comics to series, that being Stilwell is male in the comics and female in the show. Both are sociopathic, manipulative, and working to keep the Supes under control. Male Stilwell has to work a bit less hard though. The fact that he has no fear of Supes is part of the respect they hold for him, also because he is their link to Vought and their privileges and careers. Even in the thick of everything, the Homelander can't intimidate Stilwell. He pulls the whole hovering outside your window with my laser beams on, but yeah, Stilwell's not here for it. It's an interesting dynamic and shows that power itself isn't all about might and strength and privilege. There are undercurrents and nuance. Number 3. Super terrorists. So a big plot point in the TV series is the militarization of Supes, getting them officially sanctioned for action, and to that end Vought has been engineering situations as well as manipulating political systems. However, it turns out that the super terrorists they are using to their advantage are a result of the Homelander going rogue. This is because he's trying to prove that he can do more, that he's useful, smart, etc. Power move. Number 2. The twist. The TV series has done some updating when it comes to plot points, and one of the biggest updates, and some feel the most effective, is the fate of the Butcher's wife Becca. Killed by her super baby in the comics, here she was hidden away and left to raise the Homelander's child, and has been living in secret, a shock to the Butcher. It's quite an update that adds a whole other layer of drama and shifts Butcher's motivation, and casts a whole new light on the Homelander. Honestly, it's more nuanced, my word of the day. So it elevates it above just your standard rape revenge story. I'm here for the nuance. So, number 1. Now you all like to rib me that these facts aren't scary, and well yes, this one isn't, but it might make some of you uncomfortable, so here we go. Many have praised Anthony Starr's performance, and really it is on point. The perfect balance of charisma but with an edge and malaise that makes you feel something is off. You need the right actor for a role like this, like with David Tennant and Kilgrave, someone who can still be likable, otherwise your work would just be unwatchable. Here's the thing, some people are into the Homelander, like really into the Homelander, to the point where they feel he is daddy. Now daddy is both a term to call your father and also a kink thing for a man who's gonna tell you what to do and takes charge and has an aura of command. So they're dominant. I don't know, I mean the Homelander isn't always daddy, but he could be. Have I said the word daddy enough? I'm all up in the kinks, I cannot be phased, and this video can no longer be CC'd. I'm Sasha, and those were 10 more scary daddy Homelander facts you needed to know. Thanks so much for watching Top 10 Nerd. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you never miss a vid, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.